Good evening and welcome to Sport at Prime. Tonight is back to local football, and following the cup break, the ABSA premiership returns with two mouth-watering fixtures. Troubled Orlando Pirates will be desperate to return to winning ways when they meet AmaZulu in Durban, while Mamelodi Sundowns will take on their hoodoo team, Cape Town City. Sundowns recently snapping a two-match winless streak to beat Bloemfontein Celtic in the MTN8, while Betty McCarthy's side failed to defend their title, falling to Polokwane City in the first round. There has never been a draw between these two sides, City winning 5 of their 9 previous matches against the league champions, while Pirates have generally struggled against Usutu and might be low on confidence following 3 successive losses in 3 different competitions, plus the recent departure of their coach, Micho, who is now off to Zamalek in Egypt. Coach Rulani will now take over the side.
Take responsibility, for goodness sake.
So will there be misses like that tonight? We certainly hope that will not be the case. We are hoping for exciting games. We are hoping for goals. We are hoping for drama. To try and speak to us about that drama, the goals and the excitement, our very own Benjamin Leshoro joins us live in studio. Benjamin, thank you for your time as always. I don't want to take anything away from AmaZulu and Pirates because we will get there.
Yes.
Mamelodi Sundowns versus Cape Town City. This is very quickly becoming a must-watch game on the South African calendar. People can suggest that Sundowns and Pirates always produces fireworks.
Yeah.
We know that the derby is always exciting. It's Tshwane derby, sure. But in the last time, Mamelodi Sundowns and Cape Town City is very quickly becoming a staple to watch in South Africa.
And a large part of that, Mark, a large part of what makes it such a mouth-watering fixture, like you said in the opening, is the two coaches.
Yeah.
Benny McCarthy, we know he's never one to shy away from any confrontation, and Pitso Mosimane as well. They always, if there's two coaches that very often find themselves in front of the PSL DC, it's these two guys. And they have often said that they're trying to measure what they say in the media post-match or whatever that is. So they have a big role to play in how people view this match, whether it's pre-match or post-match. But it's Cape Town City, certainly since their inception in 2016, have been Sundowns' biggest...
Hoodoo side was the right way you put it earlier on. I mean, it's a side that they've struggled against, and it's a side that they've not been able to dominate. And there's probably a handful of teams in South Africa that we can attribute to that title, to say that Mamelodi Sundowns like to bully teams. They like to dominate sides, whether it be in Africa or in South Africa. That is the style they like to play. That is the approach of, as you mentioned, their very emotive coach, Mamelodi Sundowns of Pitso Mosimane. But Benny McCarthy probably comes off that thread, that same cloth that Pitso was born in. So it does make it more than just a football match between the two sides. There's so many different layers to this match.
It's like Cape Town City, when they came in, they were a whole new team. We know that they came from Mpumalanga Black Aces, but it's like they were a fresh new team that didn't know what Sundowns is all about. Because if you're a team that has played against Sundowns over the years, you sort of take a cautious approach when you face them and you're like, hey, I don't want to be caught wanting. But with Cape Town City, they play fearless football, even when they play Sundowns. It's like they don't even know what Sundowns is capable of in terms of hurting them. So they just go about their business. And Sundowns were a bit shocked in the previous matches that they played Cape Town City that, oh, what is this? Why are they coming at us like this? And I don't expect anything different this evening.
I like the idea that it's almost a case of, and I don't mean it in a disrespectful way, but it's almost as if Cape Town City are not giving Sundowns the respect that they deserve, because it very much reminds me of a young player coming into the situation and coming up against a veteran at the same time, where some suggest you to maybe sit back and the youngster to say, no, not at all, I'm going right at it. And that's what makes this so exciting. But it's not very often that we speak about defeats and disappointment when it comes to Masandawana. And strangely enough, they're not really going into this game firing high. Some will argue it's still very early days, and of course we shouldn't write anyone off just yet, of course. But this is not the kind of, I imagine, the build-up and the start to the season that Mamelodi Sundowns and Pitso would have wanted, of course.
Yeah. Well, they hadn't done well before Saturday. You argue that, okay, they won their first league game of the season, but they went on and lost a CAF game, and then coming back into South African domestic football in a cup competition. They were trailing early on, and they went on to win that game by 3-1. which shows you that Sundowns can come back from any situation and win a game. They are still Sundowns at the end of the day. Whether Cape Town City, we can say, looking at records, looking at the head-to-head, Cape Town City have won 5, Sundowns have won 4. Sundowns, we should not make the mistake of thinking that they go into this as the underdog.
Of course.
It is not the case. This is still Sundowns. This is probably the most expensively assembled squad in the country, and there's a reason for that. It's because the players are genuinely talented. You mention any name inside a Sundowns starting lineup, they probably play for their national team. Yeah. So that is something quite remarkable for them, and they'll go into this one knowing that we need to win against Cape Town City to finish the conversation of they are your hoodoo team.
Something that reminded me of that a couple of seasons back was when Tembezwane was on the bench. And I just thought, how do you have a guy like Tembezwane on the bench? And that to me just
Who's playing?
It summed up the depth of Mamelodi Sundowns. But it's at the Kings Wellington Stadium that there is another very important theme and another very interesting story, because this could be seen as a great opportunity for AmaZulu to pinch some points off Orlando Pirates. And I have no doubt that the Buccaneers will be telling us that it's business as usual. Coach Rulani has been with the system. He knows how it works. The players are the same. Everything is okay. Surely everything is not okay with this Orlando Pirates side based on what has been happening, what has been said, the manner in which it's happened, and how quickly all of this has unfolded.
Everything is not okay by any stretch of imagination at Orlando Pirates. You can just see in their results. And Pirates, over the years, traditionally, they're a team that plays with confidence. They're a confidence team. Whenever Pirates feels like there's no confidence from the stands, from the fans, or there's something in the boardrooms or in the technical area, they don't generally perform well. They come and bully teams whenever they come from good results and they've been doing well, they're at the top of the log or anything like that. And right now, that's not the case. And Pirates, whenever they have their heads down, shoulders dropped, that's when they're most vulnerable. And AmaZulu traditionally have made Orlando Pirates suffer or struggle even when they win against them. So it's not going to be an easy trip for them. It'll be interesting to see how Coach Rulani Mokwena deals with the current situation. The coach is gone now. Whether he'll be given the full reins of the team.
I just wanted to ask you, what do you think his approach is going to be tonight? Is he viewing this as, despite not having the title, is he viewing this as a caretaker role where he very much is needed to just settle the ship? Or is this the opportunity for him to almost flex the chest and say, well, he's gone now, it's my turn, I'm here to shine?
Let's not make the mistake of thinking Rulani Mokwena wants to remain assistant coach forever. He's a coach, he's ambitious, and you can see in how he goes on about his business. Even just now, in the off-season, he was in Europe doing some courses and all of that. He's a student of the game, he's a scholar, he's always wanting to find out how the game is progressing, the evolution of the game, and how he can make it better, which is one of the reasons he moved to Orlando Pirates from Mamelodi Sundowns, to say, I want to instill something, all of these things that I've learned over the years, I want to instill them into the Orlando Pirates team. And a lot of Pirates fans would love to have Rulani Mokwena take over on a permanent basis. There's been talk of maybe Stuart Baxter coming back to South Africa. They don't want to hear it. I've looked at social media, and no Pirates fan can definitely say, oh, I want Stuart Baxter to come back. If you say, give to Rulani Mokwena the full reins of the club, they would love that. The problem is, Pirates and their fans are generally not patient people. You give Rulani his first job at a club that is in distress like this, a club that is struggling with the results and everything like that. Will he handle it? Can they give him time to steer them out of troubled waters and then say, okay, I'm starting my own thing? That is the question for me. Will the chairman and particularly the fans of Orlando Pirates be patient with Rulani Mokwena? History suggests no.
Before I let you go, scoreline, AmaZulu, Orlando Pirates.
I think Pirates is too desperate, and I'm looking at this. I think they'll win this one, Mark. I know they have had troubles, but I think a 2-1 result for me in favor of Orlando Pirates.
And then the game that people are focusing on tonight, with all due respect to the Kings Wellington Stadium, Mamelodi Sundowns, Cape Town City, the humdinger of South Africa. Going which way?
I'm going with a 1-0 win to Cape Town City.
Ooh, so you're keeping with your trend, are you?
Yes, I'm like
And
I
this
said,
is at
definitely
Lucas Muripe Stadium. You're saying Cape Town are going
this
to go
is
there
in
and win?
Pretoria, and I think Sundowns will lose this one to Benny McCarthy's side.
All right, well, that is going to be some hot action coming up tonight. Central African time, Africa, South Africa, stand up. The matches come your way at 7:30 tonight, Central African time. Live ABSA Premiership action. Mamelodi Sundowns taking on Cape Town City. And AmaZulu up against Orlando Pirates. You can have all the reaction right here on Newsroom Africa Channel 405. We take a quick break. We're back with more right after this.